I grew up with 3 older brothers. I have always felt safe. When I was 19 years old, a university student, I met a new girl from Russia. She was only 17. Her family sent her over to Australia alone because a large percentage of the young females in her hometown were being sexually assaulted. Within the first month of being in Australia, she was raped. When she told me the story and the details of her experience, I was speechless. I have always felt safe until that moment. She said that when it happened, she froze. She couldn't scream, she couldn't fight back, she just switched off. It got me thinking, what would I do in that situation? I have taken a few female self-defense classes in the past, but if that were me, would I have done the same? 1 in 7 women reported to be sexually assaulted in Australia by someone other than their partner, and that is the 3rd highest number of reports in the world. Within a few weeks of hearing my friend's story, I joined a martial arts gym and began to learn Muay Thai, boxing and Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. It wasn't long until I saw the real value in Jiu-Jitsu for a female on their back, and it got me wondering why more females aren't taught even the basic submissions and techniques of this sport for self-defense. Today, I sat down with Antonio Mota, a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu black belt, to go over one of the most powerful self-defense techniques a female can learn, called the triangle choke. This technique teaches you how to put your opponent to sleep using your legs by cutting off the blood supply to the brain. Hello beautiful ladies, my name is Tia Marks and you're watching the Strong Happy Healthy magazine edition number 4. I am here today with Antonio Mota from Atos here in Brisbane. So today we are going to break down a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu technique called the triangle. And this is one of the best self-defense positions for a female. The thing is that with self-defense sports, they teach you a lot that when you're standing, you need to punch the guy, you need to elbow them, you need to kick him in the nuts and get away, which is all great. And if you are in a position where you need to use it, then feel free to use it. But if you are on the ground and worst comes to worst, then you need to know what to do, because that's where most people freeze. And that's the biggest problem, is when you're pinned on the ground. And this is where Jiu-Jitsu comes into play. So Antonio said before that the good thing about Jiu-Jitsu is when the person thinks that you are relaxed and that you have given up, and say if there was a weapon in the situation, the weapon would have been down at that point, then that's where Jiu-Jitsu really comes into play. And we're going to go over a position today called the triangle, and then maybe a quick transition into an armbar position to show you just the power of this sport. If I'm on my back, usually if there's an attacker, they will be in this position, and you got one hand pinning me on my throat and the other hand will be elsewhere. So all I'm going to do is nice and quick, holding that hand, push it between my legs, jump my hips up and grab the triangle position. Once I've got this, I can use my legs, and in about 10 to 20 seconds I can squeeze really hard, and here we go to sleep. If I can't get into sleep, there's also another position called armbar, where I'll hold his hand, bring my legs around, and I can snap his elbow from there. So that position is pretty much what happens when you're on the ground. Most likely the guy's in a position where they have got you pinned, and this hand is in places that you just don't want it to be, and that's where the triangle position comes into play in Jiu-Jitsu. And so I want to get Antonio to break down that whole thing nice and clearly, a bit better than I can, so you guys can understand it a bit better. So we'll start from the guard position.
Okay guys, as Taylor said, you know, that's the position usually used for sexual aggressions, you know, rapes, you know, so that's vulnerable, that's pinning in the neck, nothing I can do. I start to grab, I start to scratch, that's gonna make the person you know, aggressive and, you know, pinning, suffocate you more, you know. As you in a situation, you know, trying to relax, getting your positions, controlling the arm, isolating the hips, yeah? So first isolation of the hip gonna be, foot gonna go in the hip, at the same time I'm trying to get this arm on the waist, yeah? So arm on the waist, foot goes on the hip, so I can isolate the hip now, and then I can, with the position, I'm lifting up my hip, getting in the front of her arm. So now I'm getting a head and an arm between my legs. So while kicking my leg up, you know, curving to on the top of the shoulders, I'm gonna bring that down with the pressure. Dropping, yes, going my second leg up higher and engage my foot behind my knee. Right? Getting the arm, hands go into the head and bridge it. So in the bridge, my foot's going down and my hips going up. So I'm arching my back a little bit up higher so I can, until I can pass out. Okay? So as the person getting aggressive again and start to stand up, is usually stronger than you, and then I'm gonna go again and try to suffocate you or then get it. So you're gonna go to a round, turn around with the second leg was here. Alright, so you go turning around, grabbing the arm, and again, legs down, knees together, controlling the arm, and my hip goes up.
So the thing is that in those type of situations, Jiu-Jitsu is awesome, but if you are in a situation, like, you should still be punching and kicking and doing whatever else. I've never personally been in a situation where I've had to use my Jiu-Jitsu, and I'm extremely thankful for it. But when girls say they want to go learn a self-defense, and they say, I want to go do a self-defense class or go do Krav Maga and things like that, it's really good to do. But if you can learn an art, you're going to get a lot more out of it as well, and you're also going to learn how to protect yourself, which is exactly what we're doing.
That's right.
So is there anything else you'd like to leave with our viewers about that position?
It's all about control and confidence. Yeah, guys. Always remember, you got in a situation, now you're there. So you have to always thinking like the best way to get out of that situation. Yeah. So confidence. Look around you, what you got, what's happening, and then use your advantage more than let it go with that.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much for checking out my video. So that is the triangle, which is one of the main moves in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. It is really awesome, and it's personally one of my favorites, especially the transition into the armbar. I really hope you can understand the value in that move, because in a dangerous situation, there's a good chance that the guy is in that position called a guard. They're on the top, that hand is pinning the female down, and this hand is in between the legs. And in Jiu-Jitsu, that is the perfect setup for a triangle. It takes about 10 to 20 seconds. It can cut the blood supply off to their brain. And a lot of people don't actually know what's going on. So even if they're punching and freaking out, you just squeeze and you pin their head down, and there's a good chance that they will go out. But make sure, just because you've seen that technique doesn't mean you know how to do it. So make sure you actually give it a go. If you are going to give it a go at home and not at an actual martial arts gym, make sure you and your friends understand that when it does go on, to let go, to do a tapping action so they can stop, so you don't actually pass out. But I do recommend going to a martial arts gym, even just saying that you want to learn that technique. But going and actually learning Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu as a whole, it's an awesome sport, it's super addictive, and as I said, it's one of the best sports for female self-defense, and I recommend every female should give it a go at least once in their life. So thank you so much for checking out my video, and I really hope you got some value out of that. Well, hello bikini buddy. Thank you so much for checking out my video, and if you like this, make sure you like, follow, and subscribe to my social channels. If you are in Brisbane, Australia, and you'd like a free one-on-one introduction to weightlifting session where I'll teach you how to lift heavy weights and how to get strong, then make sure you go over straight to my website and fill in the opt-in form, and I'll be in contact with you for your free one-on-one session where I'm going to teach you how to squat, how to deadlift, how to bench, how to do proper push-ups, how to do a chin-up, and how to move your body like a real human being and like a strong female should.